Welcome to English 112 Online. I'm your instructor for the course. My name is Miss Hooser. It's spelled Hauser, pronounced Hooser. If you get confused, feel free to call me Miss H. There are a few things I need to go over before you begin work in this course, so here they are.
Here is your course syllabus. Notice that all of my contact information is at the top. I'll post my office hours in BlackBoard. Should have taken English 111 before completing English 112. And this is the textbook requirement here.
The required textbook for this course is the Little Seagull Handbook, the 4th edition, but this is an ebook, not an actual physical hard copy. And to access the textbook, on our BlackBoard page, you will go over here to the left and you'll see course text. And when you click on this interactive ebook, it'll open up. I think you may need to create an account. I'm not exactly sure the student view, but you'll have access to it. The cost of the ebook is factored into your tuition when you register for the course, so you have access to it. And you can just click on whatever reading we have for the day, and it's here. There's a more detailed menu here with actual page numbers, so you'll see page numbers on our schedule, and so these correspond to that if you're confused about which chapter is required for the reading that week. If you have any trouble accessing this ebook, please let me know and we'll get that handled.
Here are other required materials. Make sure that you have a computer and internet access. Google Chrome is the recommended internet browser just because I have you turn assignments in through a specific software to detect plagiarism. And if you're using a MacBook, other browsers may not work with that. Some other requirements is the Microsoft Office suite. So this is free for you guys through Office 365. So I'm just going to show you how to get there. If you go to the My4Cs portal and you click Office 365, you'll see Install Office here, and that's what you should click on to get Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint. If you use Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, the online version over here, then it's going to limit some of the capabilities that you'll have. So if you're ever having issues with Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, then make sure you're using the desktop version instead of the online version. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys read through the majority of this syllabus yourself, and I'm just going to go over some important things that you need to know and I want to make sure that you know. Here are the grading categories. Notice that we have a practice grading category, a pre-writing grading category, and then we have these are all product grading categories. So notice these are all final drafts or the final presentation here, and so those are graded off of the quality of the final product. Practice assignments are intended to help you practice a concept before actually working that concept into your writing. And then pre-writing assignments are assignments that lead up directly to a final draft. So I might have you complete an outline or a worksheet or something like that, and the topic of those pre-writing assignments is the same topic as the one you chose for the final draft of any of these assignments here. These grading categories are explained in a more detailed way here, so please read through those. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to a couple of the policies that I want to highlight. Here's my contact policy. So there are a few things that I want you to include in your email when you email me. The course name. I teach multiple different courses, so that's important. Also the section number. If you're referring to an assignment on Blackboard, I'll be able to find you more easily if I know the section that you're in. And if you're referring to a specific assignment, please let me know the assignment name. Don't just say something like the essay. Tell me what the specific assignment name is so that I know what you're talking about. Before emailing me, please make sure you check for answers to your questions on the syllabus, Blackboard, or previous class emails. I do send emails pretty often, so please make sure you just create a folder in your Outlook email for this class, and that way you can check back really easily. The best way to reach me is through email, but I'm also available during my office hours on my office phone. But I do respond to emails in the evenings and on weekends a little bit. Not nearly as often as I do when I'm at work, but I will respond outside of my office hours to emails. Okay, for my late work policy, I will only be accepting late work if there are some sort of extenuating circumstances that you're going through. If you need to turn something in late, then I require that you tell me why. So you need to email me the reasoning for that. And if you turn in something late and I don't receive a justification for that, then it will be an automatic 0 on that assignment. So just let me know why you're turning it in late. The only assignments that I allow you to turn in late without that justification are the final drafts of the major writing assignments. So those product assignments, which is the rhetorical analysis, the annotated bibliography, and the research essay. The reason I allow you to turn those in late is because without completing those, you probably can't pass the course. So if you need to turn those in late, you can do that. I actually have a late work due date on the schedule, so you can turn in any final draft late up until that due date, and no matter when you turn it in, it's still going to be a 10-point deduction on your final draft grade.
In every class at Coastal, you're allowed to miss 12.5% of the total contact hours. In this class, you may be turning in work 2 or 3 times a week. So the way that I do it is if you miss 1 full week of class, you get an absence. And for a 16-week course, you're allowed to miss 2 weeks of class. And if you miss any more than that, then you've exceeded the absence policy. In an 8-week course, you're allowed to miss half of that, so 1 full week's worth of work in a class. And so the way I do it is if you turn in anything during 1 week, then you won't get an absence. But if you miss an entire week of work, then you will receive an absence. If you exceed the absence policy, so if you're in an 8-week course, if you get 2 weeks worth of absences, or if you're in a 16-week course and you get 3 weeks worth of absences, then I'm required to withdraw you from the course. But if you have a good standing in the course and we've been in communication, then I will reinstate you. You just have to request that. So make sure you email me and request reinstatement. Additionally, you can always check your attendance. I actually keep it on Blackboard in the My Attendance tab.
Okay, this is how I organize the class by each major writing assignment, and here are your major writing assignments. We have the rhetorical analysis, the annotated bibliography, the research essay, and the presentation. These are all separated into different modules, modules 1 through 4. Within those modules, you'll have different practice assignments and pre-writing assignments. I've included all the pre-writing assignments for each final draft here. So for example, in the annotated bibliography module, you need to complete the research proposal and plan, the credibility quizzes, the rough draft and peer review, all before completing the final draft. Each of these assignments are leading up to completing the final draft. So the topic you choose in your proposal will be the same topic you find your sources for and do credibility quizzes on. Those sources will be used in your rough draft and also in your final draft. So all of these pre-writing assignments are leading up to that final draft. This organization is reflected on our schedule. So this is what your schedule looks like. First, we have the module listed here, the week, the date, the readings and videos you need to complete. So like I said, everything is separated by module. So I've merged all these cells here to end when the rhetorical analysis module ends, so when the final draft is complete. So everything above this line is located within Module 1, the rhetorical analysis module. Also, I've separated those modules into weeks. So sometimes you'll only have one day a week depending on holidays or when classes begin or end, and some days you'll have multiple days in that week. I typically have assignments due on Monday and Wednesday, but there may be a Friday, Tuesday, Thursday thrown in there, so just make sure you're aware of that and you're looking out for that. And you should complete all of these assignments no later than midnight on the day that they're located beside. Okay, so this schedule's organization reflects the organization in Blackboard as well. So this is our home page of Blackboard. You'll see announcements down here. You'll see all of these links over here, announcements, but I've made that the home page. Course information, all of this information here is located within your syllabus, except for the student surveys. And so if you need to find the Pell Grant survey, that's where you'll find that. The main link you're going to be using is the modules link. Like I said, the modules listed in the syllabus, reflected on the schedule, are also reflected in Blackboard. So what you'll see first is just a glossary of writing terms and usage. If you're having a hard time understanding a concept, then you can refer to this document. It's not a module. I just wanted it to be very prominent for you guys, and so that's where you'll find that. This is the first module, and this is the only one I have available for you right now. The rest will pop up as we get closer to them. So this is the rhetorical analysis module. When you click in here, you'll find a folder called materials first. If you click in there, I have just a folder with all of the assignment sheets in there. And then I have the extra materials. So let's look at the assignment sheets. We have the major final draft assignment sheet for the rhetorical analysis. And then we have some of the task assignment sheets. These are the pre-writing assignments leading up to that rhetorical analysis final draft. In the extra materials folder, I have a folder for the suggested readings, a folder for suggested videos, and then I have an extra examples folder in case you need more guidance. And then I also have just additional handouts that you guys can look at. If you're having trouble with thesis statements, read this handout. If you're having trouble integrating sources, read that handout. So like I said, I highly encourage you guys to read through all of this. Okay. Going back to the rhetorical analysis module, outside of this materials folder, we have all of the weeks listed here. This may look different for your class depending on how I've revised it, but for week 1, you should watch this video. To do that, you can just click on it, but it will remain small if you do that. Instead, you can click more and share and copy the link into your browser and actually find it on YouTube. You can watch it full screen then. This is just copied and pasted directly from the schedule, so these will match. And if you click into the week, you'll find everything you need to do in the order that you should do it. Let me go back and find another week with more stuff in there. Okay, so for this week, you complete these things in the order that they appear here. This may be different for you, but first there is a discussion board and then a video, readings, another video, and then a discussion board. And so that's the order that you should complete these things. Anything located within the week is a requirement. You must read the readings, watch the videos, and complete the assignments if they're located in the week. The only optional things are in the extra materials folder. Next, we're going to go over how to submit assignments. You have a couple of different types of assignments you'll be submitting. The first one is discussion boards. So you can access discussion boards within the week by just clicking there. You'll see mine already up there for the icebreaker. And you'll just create a thread to create your first post. You can title it however you want. You can just put your name or the title of the discussion board. It doesn't really matter. It's all going to be in the same place. And then you'll type in here. You can also access these discussion boards by clicking the discussion board link. They'll be the same either way. So this is the one we were just looking at. So you can go into it from there as well. Keep in mind that if you have a discussion board assignment, that you are going to have to create an original post, an original thread, and you're also going to have to comment on other students. There's just one due date for all of that, and so you'll need to complete your original comment a little earlier, and then as students begin submitting their original comments, you can go through and reply to those. For different discussion boards, there's a different number of replies that are required, but that'll be really clear at the very top of the discussion board instructions. The next type of assignment that you may have to complete is just a Blackboard assignment, which looks like this. So you'll type up these assignments into a Microsoft Word document, browse your computer, find it, and upload it. Make sure you press submit. If you don't press submit, then it will look like a little clock there for me, but I won't be able to view your submission that you uploaded because you haven't yet pressed submit. So just make sure you do that. Always double check after you press submit. Go back to our home page and then click back in to make sure your document is there. The last type of assignment you'll be turning in is a Turnitin assignment. And this is an assignment that will check for plagiarism. So all final drafts and some pre-writing assignments will be Turnitin assignments. So to complete that, you'll just click View Complete. And I can't view that in student mode, but it's a similar concept as the Blackboard assignments. You'll just browse your computer, find your file, and upload it. After you do that, you'll get a plagiarism score. Any quoted material that's highlighted or titles of articles or anything like that, obviously that's not plagiarism. So don't worry too much about that plagiarism score. If there's an issue, I'll let you know. And if you have accidentally plagiarized, then I will give you an opportunity to revise that. The only time I wouldn't give you that opportunity is if you purposely plagiarize by copying someone else's paper. Last thing I'm going to talk about in this welcome video is viewing my feedback on your assignments. I give you feedback on most of the things that you submit. Here's a list of them. I give you feedback on proposals, outlines, worksheets, discussion boards only if you're not grasping a concept, and final drafts. You should always view my comments on these assignments prior to beginning the next assignment. I do not give you comments on rough drafts. In the first module for the rhetorical analysis, you're required to do a writer center session, so that will be the comments that you get on your rough draft. And in the rest of the modules, you'll be completing peer reviews, and so those are the comments you'll get on rough drafts for those. The reason I don't comment on your rough drafts is because I allow you to do an optional revision. So that means if you're unhappy with a final draft grade that you receive on either the rhetorical analysis, the annotated bibliography, you can choose one of those to revise for a better grade. And that due date is listed on the schedule, and it's toward the end of the semester. Students sometimes have issues viewing my feedback on Turnitin assignments, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I will provide this file for you guys, and it just goes through how to view my feedback on Turnitin assignments. And really, all you do is you go back to where you submitted that Turnitin assignment and view. So it says view/complete your submission. You're going back to view it, and you'll see my comment bubbles all over your essay. These are preset ones that I've created that make it easier for me to comment on your essays. So you should actually hover over them and it gives you more information there. These will not be labeled like these, but they still have more information if you click on them. And what you can do is if you want to print these out to have as you're revising your essay, you can click this settings button here and click download. And then you'll go to download current view, not the originally submitted file, because you want the comments on there. And so all the labeled comments will look just how they looked, but in the downloaded version, it'll change the blank comments to numbered ones. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom of your document, those comments will be either labeled like this or they'll correspond to the numbered comment above, and they'll all be listed down there. If you have any issues viewing any of my feedback on other types of assignments, please let me know. And that's it for this welcome video. Please make sure that you look over the schedule to see upcoming due dates. And from here, you should watch the Module 1 video, which is an overview of the rhetorical analysis assignment and all the assignments within that module. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to email me or call me. Good luck this semester, guys. I look forward to reading your writing.